Hello, everyone. Hi. I hope you're having a nice day. And we are back again with a stream. And in this stream, we are going to start a new game. It's another mystery detective kind of game, but it has a different flavor. This game comes with very positive reviews. The game name is The Root Trees Are Dead. I don't know what that means though. Who is that? The root trees? Who are the root trees? That's the question. That's the perpetual question, isn't it? I suppose we will find out who are the root trees. So before we start, I'd like to remind you that we have a book of the month, Revelation Space by Alastair Reynolds, and our movie of the week is Bad Times at the El Royale. So do watch them and do read the book, and let me know your thoughts in the Discord channel. The Discord link is should be in the chat. Hopefully everything is up and running. Yeah. Sometimes the bots on YouTube give a lot of trouble. I don't know why. In any case, so right now I'm using in any case a lot. So I mean we should start right. Yesterday we did play Fortnite, and I don't want to play Fortnite today. Not really interested in playing Fortnite. What's going? Okay, so one of my mouse's scroll wheels is not really working, so I will have to get it changed or checked or something like that. I don't know what's going on with the mouse. So far, we have not been getting any new followers. That's also unfortunate. Yeah, we have not been getting. I think it's my game choices. Mm, ever since I came back from the bag, it has been like this. That stream. But I think I will have to choose okay a better game. So I mean, I did. I thought about choosing more simulator games. Apparently, the sale has ended. I thought the sale would end tomorrow. I mean, considering the Indian time, but it has ended. So I mean, that's fine. I did buy the game, all the games that I wanted to, but there was one game that I was that caught my attention very late on. It was I think the Talon. Tell what was the name of that? Talon something. So right now it has gone back to its full prices and it's expensive. So I'm just going to wait until it drops in price and then I will get it. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. I don't know. There's nothing else to do here. So I think I should just start. I suppose. Yeah. Man, I do hope that the Ultimate Theater Simulator's new update comes soon. I think the version one has released, so maybe I should play that too. I mean, it has been a while since I played that. Yeah. I'm just going to start. The root trees are dead. Give me a second, and I will set it up. Is it a murder mystery game? Is it not? No idea. At least this game has some soundtrack. Yesterday's game, the Ranch Simulator, did not have soundtrack. The music in that game, the music and the sound effect in that game was almost non-existent. Even the hitting sound was not satisfying. Okay, what are the settings? What happened? Okay, this sucks. Give me a second. It just froze. What? That was very weird. Okay, graphics. Zoom. Okay, let me just switch it again. Let's go. The root keys are there. The mystery begins here. Slot 1.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottree Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottree and his daughters, the Roottree sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottrees are dead.
Bang! The title.
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottree Company's lawyers are scrambling. Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for. I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were. I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job.
Complete the family tree of the Roottree sisters. Siblings are in birth order oldest to youngest. Okay, these are the to-do list. Evidence, search the internet for clues. Sleuth. Okay, what happened there? Examine the evidence, search the internet for clues, fill in the names, occupation, photos. Spouse, unknown name. Okay. Married, unknown name, unknown occupation. So these are the three sisters. Excuse me. Got milk picture. The person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This was taken during the shoot up for the Roottree sisters Got Milk ad. I have checked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustache, on which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. The ad's copy reads, "You might recognize our faces from the magazine you are reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottree is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it." Okay. This list was provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up at your door. You will need it to fill in the family tree. Okay. So these are the Rootrees, right? Carl Roottree, I think he's the one who died. Elias, Jack, Miracle, Robert. Okay. Oh, these are the women. Candy, Kali, Gwendolyn, Gwen, Christina, Lauren, Margaret, November, Rana, Riley, Samantha, Trace. Okay. PC. Welcome text. Welcome to the information superhighway. EPC is equal to 56k mod. Oh my god. 56k. Oh shit, dude. This is a supercomputer. If you found anything interesting, be sure to print it out with your included high-end color laser printer or burn a music CD. Oh my god. If you want to revisit a search result, be sure to use Netscraper Explorer's new history feature. Cache pizza enabled. Do not try to eat. Okay, well, good to know. Wow. Okay. Let's see Candy Tree. Okay, there's nothing relevant about her. Candy, Gwen, Christina. Okay. This is weird. Okay, how do I search it? There's no. The one is married, right? So the one sister who will be married will not have root trees as a surname. Oh, this is a hint option. Okay. Arrange in Performa manual Shabako. Oh, this is a graphic setting. So we'll just try to search it. Okay. Candy bar you eating? Okay, candy bar. What candy bar? There's no photo here. There's no nothing about them. No hint right now. I just want to figure this out. Okay, tips. Welcome to your notepad. Tips. Page title can be renamed to make it easier to remember what you've written on each one. Family reminders, siblings, cousins, second cousins, third cousins, American school terms, square 12, okay, 12, 13, 12 to 18. Schools produce yearbooks which are album of stage footage, okay, typically with solid color. Okay. He got milk yet? I know that should I search, but I think I will have to search for something. Do I have to search it like that? The root tree sisters is an ad that use a modified version of the photo you have in your inventory that mentioned their models on the magazine cover. Magazine. Root Tree Candy Company. Okay, mixed in with the recent news of plane crash, there are a lot of results for the route. It's extremely popular candy product. Their official website is unstable due to traffic has been deceiving. However, you find you right link to the history section that manages to work momentarily. The Root Tree Candy Corporation was founded by Elias Root Tree shortly after he married his wife Gwyneth, whose family owned a farm called Anderson Maple Farm. So Gwyneth is not it, right? Okay. For reasons that are unexplained on the page, it has no CEO and no stockholders. Instead, it's run by a president with inputs and votes from extended family. The site does mention that every president has been a direct descendant of Elias and Gwyneth, including Carl Root Tree. The product that put them on the map were 5 pieces, maple candies with 5 different flavors that are dipped in crispy, crackly candy coating. Since then, they have branched out to countless other products, all of which incorporate maple in some way. Their sister company, simply titled Root, specializes in children's clothing. The primary models for Root are Root Tree sisters. So let's go with 5 pieces first, and then I will search the Root. From marketing materials and waste candy, you learn 5 iconic candies sold by Root Tree Candy Company. A small colorful okay history of print advertising with the claims of episode when scanned into a book called The Sweet. Oh, okay, there's a period. Clothing company. Oh, these are the names: Riley, Rose, and Reina. Okay. You also come across a website from a collector of clothing catalogs up until Root has released 2 catalogs per year every year since 1984, and Reina appeared on almost all of them. There is one that mentioned the consider collector items enough to mention. It seems the Brenda Root Tree, the Root Tree sisters' mother had designer appeared on one cover holding her daughter Rose. The site says this was the only time her daughter was ever listed with her birth name, Ali Root Tree. Oh wait. So we have something here. So Reina is the eldest sister. There's only one that the webmaster considers a collector's item enough to mention. It seems that Brenda Root Tree, the Root Tree sister's mother and Root, okay, so this is the mother, appeared on one cover holding her daughter Rose in 1985. The site says this was the only time her daughter was ever listed with her birth name. The site says this was the only time her daughter was ever listed with her birth name Carly Root Tree. So Rose and Carly are the same. So the biggest sister is Reina. Okay, let's see. Okay. No. Rose. Okay, there's no Rose, right? So Carly. And who's the youngest sister? Riley. We have this thing, right? So see, yeah, someone is married. Occupation, fill in the photos. How do I get the photos? Let's go back to 5 pieces. Okay, there's a also a website. Website claims to have 5 pieces of advertisement scanned from a book called The Sweet History of Candy. When you click through the website, oh wait, so the photos I have, right? I do have the photos. I have the photos. I mean, honestly, I cannot say which daughter looks eldest or which daughter looks youngest. So there's that. That's the problem. She's the middle one. Maybe she's the. This one she began to go by her middle name, Rose. Okay. Brenda. You stumble across an auction for a black and blue dress that's the Brenda White original. The auction describes it as a vintage dress from before Brenda became Brenda Rutri. Black and blue dress. Is this is is this an Easter egg? You stumble across an auction for black and blue dress that's a Brenda White original. The auction describes it a vintage dress from before Brenda became Brenda Rutri and started designing clothes for Root. The white and gold dress itself, they just changed it from black and blue to white and gold. How do I find out occupations? I mean, it's all about searching the right thing, I suppose. What is that? Nice. Ah. Alphabet Davis secret search. Can I use any of them? Don't think so. Chocolate. Got milk with a list of names. So I do have the list of names. Okay, history. Candy company history. It is difficult to say who is the eldest sister from the photos. There's the problem. I mean, it's near impossible. What else can I do? What else can I search here? Carly. Kali root, so it's Kali rose root tree. The root has released 2 catalogs per year every year since 19. Root catalogs. Can I? No, okay. I cannot search the catalogs. History of print advertising. How do I open this site? Modeling careers. All of them are they all of them models? If all of them are models, then I'll just type it in models. Okay. Rena is the most famous because she is the oldest and got married to TMS. But who is TMS? Tommy Mark Sheridan. His first role is as Thomas Sheridan was on the soap opera called Time Marches Onwards. His career rocketed to popularity after his starring role on sitcom Brother Trouble. Since the end of the Brother Trouble, he's often been on the cover of. Okay. So this is the husband, right? Tommy Mark Sheridan. It has to be Thomas then. Thomas, yeah. Okay. Raina is the most famous, is the oldest. Obviously, Raina is the oldest. Riley is the youngest. Kali is the middle one that we know. The young webmaster writes. You might think they are rich just because they are models, but their dad is also president of the candy company and their mom Brenda is too. They do the modeling for her branch route. I eat rootery candy all the time. My favorite are maple crisp and try to dress in plaid root. Close like right does in most of the. Okay, I want to get my ear pierced like Rose. So we know that who's Rose? This is Kali, the middle one, right? The Rose has pierced here. This will be Rose. Cool. Riley is the youngest child. So Riley is in the plate. What does plate actually means? Okay, let me see what this plate means. I think it means checkered. Crisscross, right? So it has crisscross. So I know. So which is crisscross actually? This is supposed to be, I think, the crisscross one. Is this one? Is this the one? No, this is not it, right? So this is the middle one. Okay, finally we're done. Did I? These 3 entries are correct. You also logged the following. Booyah, Sharon. Okay. So this is right? Is this right?
Sorry to test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired.
I know, thank you.
The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch. The root trees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine. The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives. Anyone related only by marriage is optional, but filling them in can lead to useful discoveries. Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable root trees. Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree. I'm off for now. Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives. Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the root trees reaches out, I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here.
Ah, shady. Okay, so this is the one. Wow. So we have to find all of this. Okay. Every time you get 3 additional blood relatives in the family tree completely correct, they will be locked in. All non-blood relatives and small predators are optional. Placing them in the tree helps remove extra name and photos. Okay. So, top secret, what is this? You can open this envelope after the whole family tree has been filled in. It has 2 names that must be typed in manually. The clues are obscure, have been intentionally hidden in the past, may even require some leaps in logic. Try to keep an eye out for any inconsistencies. So, okay. Carl Rutre. President. CEO. Wait, just see this thing. Oh, we have more evidence, I think. What is this thing? So we have, let's see, this thing. This is an advertisement for the 5 pieces ad aimed at kids from the magazine Teen Blast. It mentioned the 5 pieces were named as such because the original creator had 5 children. The ad also mentions that the current 5 flavors are not the same as back then. Cool, strawberry, chocolate strawberry, plum, raspberry, apple. There is 5 flavors because the original network has 5 kids. Maybe that's why the kids still love them. What is this? 11. Intuition. You have been in this line of work for a long time. So long, in fact, you have developed a sixth sense for how useful your evidence can be. The number in the magnifying glass refers to how many clues are connected to the specific piece of evidence. The higher the number, the more there is to find. At the start of your search, the notable list sets off alarm bells, a list of famous people that you can find via search engine. It's pretty rare to get something that useful. Best take advantage of it. As you progress, these numbers will change. Whenever you find more evidence or lock in family members, new discoveries will be added to the list and old evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition. If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrases it mentioned. Often the most satisfying revelation comes from retracing a path you thought was fully explored, armed with a new perspective. Sometimes the reason certain evidence has such high value is because it can lead to finding more evidence. You may be missing a huge piece of puzzle. So how do I... 11, okay. What is even an elderberry anyway? What is this thing? The news alert. The story so far. The Rootry sister and their parents died in a plane crash in 1998. The next evening, a shadowy figure appeared at their door, said the lawyers are looking to sort out the family tree. After a quick test, the figure gave you access to some resources. This included a list of notable root trees who they said would be the easiest family member to place. Okay, so this is just the story so far. Notable root trees: the Root sisters, Carl Roottree, Lias and Gwyneth Roottree. So these are the I think original founders: Gwen Roottree, Red Roottree, Jim Roottree, Lauren Roottree, Miracle Jr. Easy to find online. There's a list of notable Rootrees. The person who hired you gave this list. Any entry on the family tree that belongs to someone on this list will be marked with a star. Notable Rootrees will because after they're verified and locked. Okay, let's start with Carl Roottree. What is periodicals? Public library. Wow. Okay, a periodicals I see, I understand. Search. Carl and Brenda, right? Is this Brenda White? He was the president of the Ruchi as well as the clothing company. He's not the CEO then, he's the president. But there are multiple presidents, right? So let's see. If he is the first, then second and third and fourth president. You don't have any portrait. To get started, click on the faces on your evidence tab. Carl Roottree. It is with a heavy heart we mourn the loss of Carl, Brenda, the Roottree sisters, other employees who perished in the terrible tragedy. Entire Carl, incredible unmatched leader, feeling absence difficult. Carl, okay. Triumph in the cup. Accomplished. Take on the list of some of the one of them seems relevant to your search. Like his great grandfather before him, Carl earned the highly prestigious Watchman of the Year title. Okay, Business Watch. Every year they offer an award to prominent businessmen. You find a few searches. There are two root trees have been featured as Watchman of the Year. Elias and Root Trees. And Carl Roottree. Does not search online site you can find via, so you may be able to find a periodical search. Okay, periodical. What was the Watchman of the Year, right? Copy. You search to the most, okay. 1936 for Elias. 1987. Okay. I don't. Where is the photograph? Okay, it's fine. So we know this Carl, and what is Brenda White? Brenda, let's search for her. Brenda White original. Brenda White, so yeah, so that we know. It's Brenda White, that's right. How do I get the photo? Okay, let me just search Queen Tree. You find some information on our website about old films that are not yet available on VHS. The site is not very well organized and the search is broken, but you can get to individual pages from your search engine. Gwen Rutri is a somewhat well-known actress, active in 1950s. She often appeared in tabloids, especially around the time of her highly publicized divorce. Her biggest role was the minor hit movie Guys Like Us. She left Hollywood after flop Christmas Mission. There's a widely circular picture of the Gwen from behind the scenes on one of her movies, which we have added to the evidence. Okay, did you know trivia? Gwen was the granddaughter of Elias Rutri, the founder of Rutri Candy. She shouldn't have been named Rutri, but her father took her mother's famous name. Granddaughter of Elias Rutri. Okay, she shouldn't have been Rutri, but her father took her mother's famous name. So her mother was a direct descendant. Her mother. Okay, I understand what it means. This is like. So these are the allies, right? Okay, I know. Okay, these are the allies. So and he has okay, he has 5 children that we know. He had 5 children, obviously. So 5 children, right? So the daughter, his daughter's daughter is Gwen. It is hard to say which. I just have to build it from down here. Now we have a picture now. Gwyneth and Elias. Let's see. How do I Gwyneth and Elias? I don't know her right name right now. Elias is great for inventing 5 pieces, a popular maple candy. Before that, the farm he inherited only produced syrup. Okay, after 5 pieces become successful. Blood is the condensed syrup that any child linked by blood to me shall be linked by blood to my legacy. The site enthusiastically claims that he made good on the promise but offers no additional details. There are 3 more quotes about Elias from a book called Family Man, The Root Tree's Legacy by Bess Williams. To say they are biased is a massive understatement. Below that, there's a long list of accomplishments and awards. One stand out like his great grandson Carl. Elias was voted Watchman of the Year, that we know. You found some first website. You found some information on the website for the first Anderson Maple Farm. So Gwyneth Anderson, that's the name, obviously. There are a few pictures, including a famous picture of Elias and Gwyneth. That photo was added to your evidence. Okay. Before marrying Elias, Gwyneth Rutri was Gwyneth Anderson. She had no brothers. So as the older sister, she was said to inherit the maple farm so long as she married. Before Elias took over, the farm produced only syrup. It was Elias' idea to create candy instead. The success was not immediate until they decided to combine the maple with other flavors, 5 pieces. Okay, then. The Rutri Candy Company expanded well beyond the original farm. It has been preserved as a tourist attraction. According to their website, there are still daily demonstration and educational tours that show off many turn of event plans. Okay. Housewife. She's a housewife. So is this one done? Okay, so this is done actually, right? Now, okay, the sister company is Rattle Root. Root is a clothing company. December. Okay, we don't know anything about the road, right? Brenda White, we don't know about her. We don't know who's Carl Ruth's father is. Okay, let's just go back and look for the people, right? We have looked for Carl. We know Carl. We know Elias and Gwyneth. We know Gwen. Who's Red Root Tree? This would be interesting. You found information on our website about strange historical facts. Aloysius Herring Rucci, aka Red, was an appointed judge and politician who earned his nickname ironically because he was the ambassador to Ireland for about 6 days. He served what some people contend is the shortest term in history. A few days after he was appointed, he was heard disparaging his position and the Irish people. He then tried to run for the state senate. He claimed to be related to the Rucci Candy Company in his ad, but it came out that the last name was merely a coincidence and he was defeated in a landslide. So he is not real Rucci? Okay. Look at that. What does it mean? So we have a red herring. I don't think. So he's not a real Rucci. No, that's not it. Where's the evidence? Jim Rucci. James Rucci is a singer who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond with his wife Diamond LaRoque. The duo, according to many sources you find, is considered a one-hit wonder due to the disco song Rolling On Down to the City. It's now in your evidence folder. Although Jim writes the majority of songs, plays the guitar, and often sings, Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. The band never had another hit but has its fans who refers to themselves as Diamond's Dazzlers. The rest of their music is more folksy and acoustic than the one song they are known for. Jim and Diamond had continued to release their music throughout the 80s and early 90s. Other albums you find mentioned are Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. Jim has become bitter of abuse and he hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. Okay, so we have the pictures for Jim and Diamond. Rolling On Down to City was barely a top 20 hit for a few weeks in 1979. According to the liner note, it satirizes how a part of society was content to remain indifferent to economic inflation and civil unrest in the Middle East unless pop culture tricked them into caring. Somewhat ironically, listeners didn't seem to pay attention to the lyrics enough to trick them into caring. Instead, most of its play came from roller discos. Because it was such a product of its time, it doesn't get much play anymore, even on stations that play oldies. Maybe that's why you had never heard of it before now. The image is from an auction for a sealed copy. It has a sticker that says, "Only the great grandson of Elias Rucci could make disco this sweet." It is credited to Peter Janovics from MM. Jim Rucci is on the notable Rucci list in the evidence. He will marked on the chart with a star. The lyrics of this song contains no clues. Can I hear this? Okay, we are going to hear the song. It is a very 80s song.
are fried.
Pick arm fade, make love not hate.
They fight overseas, but we'd rather skate.
Guys all rush to say that I'm pretty.
Ladies blush and find me so witty. They're out of luck tonight, what a pity. We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the city.
Politicians at large are hopeless.
The bankers in charge are all clowns.
The parties sell better than protest.
So signs up while we boogie down, 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 down.
Guys all rush to say that I'm pretty.
Ladies blush and find me so witty. They're out of luck tonight, what a pity. We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the city.
Okay, this is cool. What is 11 clues? Because there are 11 clues on this record, I suppose. I think I have to look for MMM. So we have a new periodical, Modern Music Monthly. Okay. Feature Jana, which seems to be a music critic. You find him mentioned on a famous website about a band Unlimited Root Trees. He used to work for Modern Music Monthly. Okay. He's a great grandson. So I think he will be in the first line, second, third line. So he should be in first line. So this is the first line, right? So this is the second line. He should be in third line. So he's is he related to the line? Sorry, Carl Rutri? What is this? Split up. Oh, okay. So I see. Okay, so Gwen, I think, is the one who's split up with, right? Wait, didn't just see about Gwen. Who is he? Gwen Rutri, right? Okay, her divorce. Guys like us. Queen. Granddaughter of Elias Rutri. Queen. So she's the granddaughter. Okay, that makes sense now. She's the granddaughter and she's split up because on this line she's the only one who has split with her spouse. So her mother, so here's the thing. So her mother would be the root tree. Her father would not be a root tree. Okay, we know that. Who's the husband though? Guys like us. 1953 film in which two secretaries cut their hair short and pose as businessmen to get ahead in life until one of them falls in love with a client and hilarity ensues. It's starring, did you know the title is play on words as it can be read the two women are men similar to the men or the men are fond of them. Guys like us. Oh, okay. It's a play on word. I see. Christmas Mission. It's on a page called Flops. It's a war movie about World War One, released in '55. Poor reviews and lost studio money. So Gwen plays a role as a soldier's wife. The movie was marketed as an incredible true story, but no record of the events happening has ever been found. Okay, what tabloids? She's in some tabloids. How do I see which periodicals do I have? Man. Okay, is the game automatically? I think it's automatically saved anyway. Okay, so we know that. Okay, let's see. Jimro tree. Okay, we found the Jimro tree. Okay. Okay, we have written Diamond is the name of the official fan club for Jim and Diamond. You you found a forum post called "Cool Things You Got in the Mail" on random forum about video games. One reply mentioned that Jim and Diamond still send out Christmas card every year to the Diamond Dazzler. It is accompanied by some pictures as well as some history about the fan club. Apparently, even though it's no longer available to join, Jim and Diamond still honor it themselves personally. There's a fierce debate in the subsequent post whether this cool or pathetic. Among the pictures of Christmas cards from over the years, only the one is relevant. The card from 1996 includes picture of Jim and Diamond's young son Wolf, as well as a note about his daughter's band, the Floozies. Okay. Floozies are an all-female punk band operating out of New York City. They are mentioned in passing in an online review from earlier this year. Apparently, they were the opening act for the band, the reviewer actually came to say. The reviewer writes that she normally doesn't review the opening act, but this one was unusual, and not because of the music, which she described as loud, fast, repetitive, but not in a good way. The trio was extremely cagey about their identities. The reviewer asked the venue who they were, and she was told they were rumored to be the children of other famous musicians and didn't want that to be why they become popular. Good thing, so they discarded their nepo advantage. The reviewer also mentioned that for an underground and unknown band with absolutely no following, their equipment was all extremely expensive, and not only were they selling CDs, but they only cost $1. They probably were losing a fortune. The reviewer said although she bought a copy, she would be unlikely to ever listen to any of it again, except maybe Beef Baby, the 7th track. There's no picture of the Floozies performing live, but the cover from the CD they were selling, Conquista Board, has been added to your evidence. Beef Baby. Okay, let's see. So I think we have some new evidence. You found a picture of a Christmas card. Jim and Diamond. Wolf. Okay, so his son is Wolf, right? Okay. This will be Candy Drum. A CD from Blues is only available at live shows. The credits in the cover says guitar, vocals Candy, bass Nikki, drums Nina. Okay. Conquista Bow. Alright. I think let's see. Let's go with Lauren Rutri. Author Lauren Rutri, a distant relative of Rutri's sisters, is known for her book A Life Between Wars. According to a website about famous authors in the early 1960s, Lauren released a few romance novels under her married name, Lauren Rafferty, to a little fanfare. When her publisher learned she had been keeping diaries about her famous family, that they insisted she release them under her original name, Lauren Rutri, to take advantage of her family's notoriety. The selection of diary entries released in 1965 as La Life Between Wars spans from the untimely death of her husband in World War II to coping with the post-war world as a young widow and mother, as well as her perspectives on changing times and socialites all the way through the entry into the Vietnam. While the content is not considered particularly relevant to modern audiences, it has found new life as an exercise in high school English classes to show an evolution in writing style and for a look into life in previous generations. After the success of her diaries, her publisher re-released her romance novels under the name Lauren Rutri. This included Romance in Court, which gained popularity. She followed the release up by writing 2 new sequels, creating what Penn refers to as the Court Jester series. You find no real recent details about Lauren, though she is listed as retired. Okay, let's search everything. Life. You don't find any copies, experts. You do find that because the diary has been reprinted recently, it is available in a lot of libraries. Okay, so we can search in the public library, I suppose. Romance in Court, book by Lauren Rotary, is the first and most famous of the series of 3 books in the Court Jester series. The 2 other books are called Return to Court and New Romances. Searching for them online yields results. The book has some popularity when they release, but after 30 years, they were not in demand. Okay, Alive Between Wars. Okay, I will search it in public library, I think. Okay. So, that was published under her original name, right? So wait a second. It seems you have hit a jackpot here. This is book occasionally taught in schools. You will find a hardcover edition for students that has full pages, high quality pictures in it, a summary of the contents of the book, photos, as well as some particularly relevant entries from the diary have been added to your evidence. Nice. Can I minimize it? So story items, show photo items, show text items, the marketing items. Okay, let's show everything. Let's see what is this thing. A life between wars. The below are the notes and observation you made while skimming through the Lauren Rootree's diary in A Life Between Mars. Lauren Rootree's, okay, I will read it. I will have to read it apparently. Lauren's diary contains some level, but this is the next generation. All of them are people, I suppose. An attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5 pieces photos of with our generation for all times sake. We gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left. This is Eli. Since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one, but I was outvoted by my brother. I wanted Eli to stand on the... Okay, so he's not Eli then. They insisted the 4 of us stand together, and so we clumped in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. Grandma insisted we include the same even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why, including Sam. I also didn't think if it were Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. I guess my inner child still hold a grudge even after all these years. Who is that? Caption: this picture was famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. This is Pop, I suppose. It was taken in 1935 to celebrate the move to a new warehouse that Eli Jr. designed. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it. The 3 of us were all about the same age. We were told only for the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over as well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose to stop the tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found out years that they were never even took the second photo. I think I will have to read a note, complaint, and see. The below are the notes and observation you made while skimming through Lauren Rootree's diary pages in A Life Between Wars. Lauren Rootrie is on the notable Rootrie list in your evidence. She will be marked on the star with chart. Okay. Lauren Rootrie. The book was published in 1965 and diary entries 1940s and 65. The most important event was the loss of her husband Jacob. This is Lauren, right? So this is Jacob. Jacob died in the final month of the World War II while Lauren was pregnant. This left her to raise her son Clark alone. Lauren never remarried and had only one child. Okay, you clean the. Okay, she was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. So this is okay, the granddaughter, right? So, okay, granddaughter. Okay, also look at that. She's the granddaughter, and she had only one child. So this son or daughter. That this was the grandchild. This cannot be it. This cannot be it. This cannot be it. This is a possibility. This is a possibility. This is a possibility. This is a possibility. Obviously, it has to be in a starred item, right? So either this one. I think this is the only one that is starred. Ah. No, wait, granddaughter, right? So it would be in this line. So we have two options. Either this is the one or this is the one. Okay, well, let me read it further. Her mother family was called the Cossels, but she hardly ever mentions them. Her father, who she always refers to as Pop, was the head lawyer of the Rotary Candy Company and helped write a legal document called the Cleansed Trust. The Cleansed is a highly unusual corporate arrangement named after Clancy Edward Trulich, who was Elias' son and Rotary Candy Company's head lawyer at the time. Due to its unique nature, it is often brought up in online discussion about financial matters and inheritance as an oddity. The company mandates that a fixed percentage of its profits are split every quarter amongst bank accounts representing each direct relative of Elias and Gwyneth. An account is created for each blood relative at birth and first accessible when they reach 18. The actual number have never been fully disclosed to the public, but due to the ever-increasing success of the company, it is a significant amount of money. The Cleansed Trust is known for being essentially impossible to get around due to many checks and balances returned into it. Still, there have been a few situations in which the family members have tried to forcibly remove another member from the trust. Most details online are pretty vague since the matters are handled internally. The only information you discover is from University Law School, which apparently had a guest lecturer talk about the Rotaries versus RR in 1994. While looking into Cleansed Trust, you often find mention to the 5-piece guarantee, which went into effect at the same time. Wow, there's so much to read in this one. The 5-piece guarantee is a combination with the clan's trust was to ensure that the would remain a family business for eternity. In isolation, it is baffling. The yearly salary of Rotary's president is always locked to the price of single pack of 5 pieces. When the 5-piece guarantee went into effect, this was 25 cents a year, now it's $4. Combined with the Cleansed Trust, however, it makes a bit more sense. Elias wanted to ensure that only his direct relative could afford to be president, and he knew that because their passive income was tied to the profits of the company, they would have vested interest in the keeping companies profitable and successful as possible. Whether or not this was a smart or successful decision is widely debated. Okay. We are learning a lot about them. The Rotaries versus RR. What is this? From what you can tell, RR attempted unsuccessfully to remove a fellow family member from the trust. It was said that RR attempted two arguments. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock. Okay. Second, they committed a significant crimes against a fellow family member. Still, due to the ironclad wording of the Cleansed Trust, it was impossible to remove any direct descendant of Elias Rotary without completely dissolving the trust. Ah, so at least we know that one child was born out of wedlock. So, a father make Yeah, it's clear from the content root tree have internal shorthand names for the different generation of the family. Lauren uses them. Five pieces. The first generation of children by Gwyneth and Elias. Lauren's father was in this generation. So this would be in. So Lauren would be somewhere around here. So Lauren, either it can be she can be here or she can be that. Yeah. Is this? Okay, let me see. So we can just find this out, right? So if Lauren has any siblings, if Lauren has more than one sibling, then this is the one. Okay, I think this can be figured out. We can figure this out. The next generation, Lauren's generation, the free spirit, the generation after Lawrence, including her son. So, okay. Glanced. We don't have any information about this guy, right? Okay, it's fine. Okay, let's read the next page. Complaints. 1953. Focus specifically on one of Lawrence's family members, Gwen, who is on notable root tree list. So we have already made Gwen here, third generation, right? She's not a direct descendant. It seems everyone has something to complain about Gwen. As an only child, complained of loneliness. Okay. I told her that being expected to watch after three younger brothers did not feel a blessing, but it fell on. Oh, I told her that being expected to watch after three younger. So we know who Lauren is. This is Lauren. Wait. How do I. Gosh. Is the girl with the bow tie. Which is the bow tie girl? Okay, the wavy hair one. This is the one. Author. We have done. Well done. How many have we found? There are 3 entries are correct and have been locked. Okay. Brenda White. Okay. So is this not right? Oh, actress. Wait, is this not right? Winter tree. Wait a second. Who was the Clark? Right? Clark Tree. Clark Raffaci. What was the name of the husband? Do we know the name of the husband? Jacob. Okay, Raffaci. Okay, so now we know his name, Clark Raffaci. Okay. So is apparently this is not correct. Actor retired. Okay. During the summer where I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot, I hoped she would be the sister I never had. Okay, her Aunt Margot. So we know that her mother is Margot. Margot Literature? Maybe. Okay. I hope she was the sister I never had and that I do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the two of them. What a mess. But she just complained. To her, I was the lucky cousin. Now she's off living the glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. I must admit, seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Her visage stares at me even now from my coffee table. She gets to be in Starlet and tell tales of how she gallivants around the world, kissing the likes of Harrison Lane and Wild Bill Williams. She is the first Rotary woman to be anything other than a housewife, and I am jealous. If I were not a single mother, could I make my own way in this world? But I'm off topic. A girl with all the luck in the world was jealous of me. And now, though I have been undoubtedly burdened by a terrible tragedy, I'm also lucky to be born to a family that can support me for eternity. I can raise a child without worry, unlike countless other widows. If any of them were to hear me complaining, they would rightfully scoff, just like I do at Gwen. So there are three. Okay. An Entitile dynasty from Roland Rootry's narrated in 1958. It focuses on day her grandfather Elias announced that he would step down as president and the meeting to determine his successor. I wish I had been a fly on the wall today. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president, but that's what he gets for holding on to it so long. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody got time for candy. Okay. So with five pieces refusing to step up, it came down to us next gens. Okay. So the look at that. So I understand that. So the five pieces generation did not wanted to take the post of president. Bob argued at length that the company should stay with our branch of family since we still have the Rootry's name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who was volunteered. Instead, it ended up going to Zach. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son of the firstborn five pieces. I'm not sure how that's relevant to the running the company, but Granddad has always had very particular views when it came to his bloodline. I asked Clancy if it ever come up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm next oldest of us all. But he just laughed. I will never forget the cuss word Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with catchy remarks, countered back, maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of family who looks like he samples the product. Okay. An entry entitled Sam from Lauren Rotary's diary written in 63. From a previous entry, you learned that Elias Rotary had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family gatherings. Gwyneth has been pushing to include Sam for quite some time. Lauren right. Why Sam? I have many distant relatives I have never met. After all, Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or two. But I was told, trim their branches from the family tree. So why is Sam special? Nothing adds up. And I'm not the only one to realize. Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwen's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. At the reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. Clancy he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands, EC and John, when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work. Upon hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all three are on the books. Eli, medical singers and not my brother, even chimed in. Apparently, when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seems thrilled. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider has caused it into family affairs, especially one who works on the farm of all places. Whatever happened to the blood is thicker than syrup. Why is Granddad making an exception now? One of the final entries called Clark from Lauren Rootry's diary in 1964. Clark's getting married, and in my opinion, far too young. He's barely 18 for God's sake, and Danielle isn't much older. But openly confronting them would make me a hypocrite. After all, Jacob and I got married at 16. Clark, like the rest of his generation, is a free spirit. What else do you call a group of kids growing up with more money than any one person can spend? They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Carl, but that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Maybe I'm just getting old, but our generation was never so bad. My brothers all seemed to pursue paths of knowledge, and the most rebellious thing any of us ever did was bring home someone would be illegal to marry if he lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over his department once he retires. And as for me, my first published book, Swashbuckle My Heart, is based on the pirate stories I used to invent with Jacob when we were walking in the woods after school. I think he'd be proud that Clark and I are carrying on his name. Even my cousins are doing well. Zach's not a bad president after all, and his sisters seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Gwen is Gwen, but at least she came out of a divorce with her head held high. She even told us she might come home next year so we can meet her kids. But the free spirits in any other family, they all end up on the streets. Even Carl. Okay, so Gwen has multiple kids actually. So, and this is multiple kids technically. This cannot be Gwen because this is only one kid. I'm pretty sure this has to be Gwen. Okay, we can add multiple photos if we have them. Alright. I don't think it's the fifth or fourth president, right? So because it is skipped, right? So there was no president here. So this is president number 1, president 2, and third. So either at best he would be president number 3. Wait, why don't we have a picture for Carl though? Okay, I think there's one more in the name list. Miracle Jr. He doesn't go by his full name in promotional material. Instead, he shortened it to Miracle Jr. Miracle Jr. is a oh wow, televangelist who is a part of the Miracle Network. He used to have a show that aired on local access across many stations in northeastern United States. According to a website called Clergy Watch, he was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiracy to defraud the public in '79 when he claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair. A news expose revealed it was his wife Edith's sister in disguise, so we know his wife. The author also mentioned that Edith had a bit of checkered past, but doesn't clarify. He has since lost his television show and instead goes on tour across the southern United States where he was not well known before the scandal. Miracle Network. Witness the testimonies of miracle root trees. Miracle root trees arrived so late in his mother's life that doctors swore that he wouldn't survive his last year. Sorry, what's his first year? So I think Miracle is the youngest child, I suppose. His mother and father, Elias and Gwyneth, named him Miracle. Okay. So I think is this. Let's say he's Miracle. With a birth that late, the final child of his generation was nearly torn apart by countless health problems, but still with the power of God on his side, he persevered. He triumphed over this complication and even regained his sight to spread the healing word of the Almighty. 23 years later, Miracle Rutri Jr. arrived and became famous family's second vessel for the higher power. At 18, he unburdened himself from the Rutri name and took his father's testimony to a whole new level. Via the power of television, Miracle Jr. spread the gospel across the entirety of New England. He has since left the life of glamour and glitz behind to reach those places that need it most. The power of Lord coming to a town near you. Below the blurb is a flyer to which is your evidence. Featuring the testimony of Wolf Miracle Jr., special appearance for Miracle Rotary. Children are welcome. Celebrate with your Paris pastor Miracle III and his wife Nicole. Okay. Apply for 3 generation miracles. Miracle Junior, who is said to be the world famous and gets top billing. Miracle Junior is on the notable route release in evidence and he will be marked in the chart with a star. Miracle Junior. This will be Miracle Junior, I think. Preacher. Is this the guy? Or is this the guy? I think it's this one. Miracle Rookie on the flyer says still makes a special appearance. Miracle Third and his wife Nicole was said to be the youth best. So it can be that this guy's Miracle. I mean, either we're not sure who is the Miracle Third. Maybe he can be his son. Edith. So his wife is Edith. Edith Jacobson. This is the only one. Still not done, apparently. Okay. These are all the names that we could find, right? Miracle Junior. I mean, okay. So the question is, these why are these two not locked? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should. This is. I'm pretty sure this is Gwen, and she's split up. Gwen Divert. Can I search Gwen? What? Sometimes it makes sense. Gwen Joshi. So Gwen, I think Margaret should make sense. So because the aunt is named Margot, so the husband. Why is this not locked? What am I missing here? It's not actor. Travel agent, screenwriter, retail, prostitute, principals, politician, pilot, media mogul, interior designer, housewife. What is the okay? So maybe it's not. Maybe she's retired, right? Okay, I think since she's retired, her occupation cannot be stated as an actor. So what does she do now? That's the question. She has left the Hollywood. Okay, so that's the thing. She has left the Hollywood. So what is she doing now? So this game is turning out to be fun. I mean, I have to do a lot of reading in this one apparently, but still, it's not bad. On, so she's not actor. Obviously, she will not be a housewife. Can it be? I don't think so. She's a housewife yet. Artist? I think dance. She's not a dancer. No. Interior design. That makes sense. But obviously, media mogul, news anchor. I don't think she's a news anchor. Screenwriter. The problem is the profession. Okay, the profession I have not got right. And how do I find the divorce thing? Okay, Wild Bill Williams. Ah, okay, fine, finally something. So the divorce before the birth of her second child. Williams was a leading man. Adventures Fortune favors the grave, which has yet to be released for home audiences. You didn't find any additional information. He was known for his good looks and offspring romances, especially with blondes. He was married 4 different times to 4 different actresses. There's a famous Hollywood rumor that he even approached Marilyn Monroe at a party and that she was already aware of his reputation. While Bill grew in Paris and he returned there often. Fortune favors the grave. Okay, I have to find Bill Williams. Maybe that's it. Okay, this sucks. Split up. Makes sense. This has to be this. Is this the wrong picture or what? Miracle Third. Call. Yeah, obviously, definitely. Since he's marked with a star, this has to be it. This has to be the Rotary Miracle Junior. We don't know who is Miracle Third though. Miracle Rotary. So who's the? We also have to find the Miracle Rotary. You find a website. Okay, at 18 he unburdened himself from the Rotary name. So does this mean he is no longer Rotary? I mean, unburdening doesn't mean that he took up a new name. I think. Yeah, his name will still be Rotary, I suppose. He has since left the life of glamour and glitz behind to reach those places that need it most. I mean, he has to be a preacher. That makes more sense to me. He has to be a preacher. What am I missing here then? Nicole Smith. I mean, this is the young guy, but who is the Nicole? Nicole can be this. Who knows? Miracle Third. I don't think we have anything. Okay. Margot. Okay. Margot. Wild Bill Williams. Thing is, who is Wild Bill Williams? Yeah, we don't have any his real name apparently. So this is the successor, right? Architect preachers. I think he's also a preacher, right? Miracle tree. We still have the routine name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it. But he's the one who was volunteered. Instead, it ended up going to Zach. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5 pieces. So the Zach would be this guy. Zach Wilson, Zachariah Morton. So we don't know who is Zach, is it? Who's Clancy? Sam. After all, Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother too. So why Sam? Angie summoned all the next chains to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Angie, who's Angie? Twins in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spend ages trying to unravel the mystery. Okay. Clancy swore that he saw Sam working alongside farmhands. Eli, Miracle's youngest and not my brother. Okay, so we know Miracle's youngest. So this is Eli. It's Eli C, Eli Sam. So 3 Eli's actually. Okay, Eli's okay. Okay, Clark's getting married. Far too young. Free spirit. Wait, what a second. Who's a free spirit one? Generation after Lawrence, including her sons. So this is This will be clock will be here actually in this line. Hmm. Zach's not a blood present after all, and his sister seems to be a good job raising her twins. Twin is Gwen. Nice. So we don't have any periodicals, right? Modern Music Monthly and Business Watch. Dang it. Okay, so I think this has been interesting. This will be an interesting game, though. This is fun. I'm just going to save here and call it a day. Unfortunately, this will be a short stream, but the game was fun. Yeah, I mean the puzzle system. I mean, I have to read a lot, but I think slowly as we are trying to unravel the mystery and we are finding more clues, more and more clues, it would be easier. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you tomorrow, everyone. So good morning to you if you're waking up. Good night to you if you're going to sleep. And if your day is interval, good noon or good evening, depending on the time. It has been a pleasure streaming, and I hope you have a nice day. Bye bye, people. And that's it for now. And I will see you tomorrow.